Happy Hump Day, Soapbox Nation. Hey, it is midweek. It is Hump Day. It is Wednesday. Thank you for joining me for episode 63 of Soapbox Daily. I'm your host, Mad Morgan, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in today on this glorious Wednesday, midweek. We're almost there, halfway through the week. Today, I don't know if we're talking more about a subject, but we're talking probably more inspirational than anything else today. That's what we're going to be discussing. Today's topic is, who is going to save the world? And with that being said, hey, how is your integrity today? How are you setting the example? Are you setting the positive example? Are you being the change that the world needs? That's the biggest question for today. How is your integrity today? Hey, influence others. If you set the example, others will lead. And that's kind of in line with, of course, what we're talking about today. Because I was thinking about it. You know, there's that question is lingering. The question is lingering when it comes to who's going to save the world. And I know it's in the back of everybody's minds. We're all looking for a leader. We're all looking for some sort of inspiration. We're looking for something to stand up behind. And it's more discouraging every single day when you start reading stuff in the news, when you start reading about these storms because of climate change, when you start reading about all this violence in the streets. I read an article this morning about 2 police officers that were fatally killed in the line of duty. You read all this stuff and you're like, oh, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Let me tell you, folks, the point is that a lot of the reasons why these bad things happen in the world is because people are ignorant and they need to be re-educated and they have to learn that what they're doing is wrong. They have to learn about a better way. Like when you hear about endangered species, you wonder, why are they endangered? Why are people going out and killing these? And you know what? It comes down to money, unfortunately. A lot of the evil in this world comes down to money and greed and ignorance. And it's our job, for those of us that actually have integrity, to help educate others, to help them see the errors of their ways, help them understand there's evils of money and it should not be your priority, that you should value human life. You should value connection and communication more. You should value trying to have a peaceful life and actually having a sense of integrity, doing the right thing when no one else is watching. Because you looking to get a quick buck because I want to get paid and you're willing to compromise anything for that. What kind of legacy is that? What kind of life is that? What kind of example are you leaving for the next generation? What are you leaving for the current generation? Think about stuff before you do anything wrong. And whether or not you have any pride in the fact that your parents were proud of you, whether they were or weren't. If they weren't, then obviously that's a problem with them. They should never have been parents. But if you have any respect for your parents, and especially your mother, then yeah, you should start thinking to yourself before you do those bad things, before you do those things that you know moralistically are wrong. What would my mother think? Would she be disappointed in me? This is one thing you got to ask yourself, because at the end of the day, if you're doing that bad, somebody's disappointed in you, and yeah, you should really rethink your actions. Rethink about taking from others. Rethink about hurting others. I would love to have a morning where I could wake up and see the news that says, hey, there's peace in the world. Everybody's getting along. New friends are being made. New communications are being made. We're getting rid of war. We're getting rid of weapons. We're getting rid of all this stuff. One day I'm hoping that would be it. But hey, just like, John Lennon used to say, and imagine. It's like, can you imagine? What if all the people could live in harmony? And that's what I'm hoping. So who are going to save the world? You're going to save the world. And you're going to help others to inspire saving the world, to help making the positive change. That's who's going to save the world. If you're wondering who's going to save the world, it's not some icon. It's not Trump. It's not these freedom fighter BS that's going on out there. It's not these, supposedly religious leaders or whatever. No, you're going to save the world. Stop looking for an icon or somebody to actually come up and say, oh, I'm going to save you all. No. You save the world. Save your community, save your friends, your family, your loved ones. Start making the positive change. Start leading the example, and you are going to save the world. And a bunch of you are going to save the world. You're going to collectively get together and make that positive change that the world needs. And it could start off with simple things, from recycling to a whole bunch of other factors moving forward. If you see it, there's an injustice being done. You see there's a wrong being done. If you're seeing that something that needs to be worked on or improved, participate. Get involved, educate, get rid of the ignorance, help people see there's a better way and a better positive way that benefits everybody. All right. So that's about it for today. Hey, happy Wednesday and happy hump day, as I said. And I am your host, Matt Morgan. And this evening we do have our long format show of Get Off My Soapbox. Please feel free to check that out. Also check out getoffmysoapbox.com for more information on this show. And of course, our long format show of Get Off My Soapbox. Also over on Twitter at Matt Soapbox. Please leave your feedback, comments, and everything else. I'd love to hear from you. I like to hear what you have to say about what we discuss on a regular basis or any of our shows. Really love to hear back from you. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. Have a marvelous Wednesday moving forward. Keep your integrity in check. Hey, I'm your host, Mad Morgan. Thank you very much for listening today, and I will see you next episode.